I respect China's achievements, which are tremendous over the last over 40 years. I think it's a role model for many countries, but I think also we should leave it to each country to make its own decision what system it wants to adopt. And I think we should be very careful in imposing systems. But the Chinese model is certainly a very attractive model for quite a number of countries. I think it's a role model for many countries.
In all honesty,
this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi abhorreth. And these devils are going all out, man. As it says in Revelation 12 and 12, they're going to come down with great wrath because they know that they have but a short time. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutation, brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing his word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And open prayer that this quick lesson be edifying to the elect. So, hey, as brothers have been reporting on, this is the road ultimately to the MOTB, man. And prophecies are coming to pass, man. And these devils are the Lord is controlling these devils, as it says in Proverbs. Let's get that. Proverbs 21 and 1. And it reads, the king's heart meaning mine, is in the hand of the Lord, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? Job 33. Let's see. Yep, here we go. Job 33 and 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. And a dream and a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. Right? So Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi are controlling these devils. Right? So prophecy can be fulfilled. Right? This is the Lord's will. The Lord is hardening their hearts, just as in the time of Pharaoh, man. When Pharaoh's heart was hardened, even though the Lord kept plaguing the Egyptians, and Moses kept saying, telling Pharaoh to let his people go, the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so he wouldn't, so the Lord can be justified in plaguing them, man. Al-Shadja, terrible demon-like power, man. So, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is to be feared, man, because they control both good and evil. Right? So we, how's it? Job said to his wife, shall we receive good from the Lord and not evil? Roughly paraphrasing, right? So we fear a power, that controls the left and the right, right? So and the Lord's got these devils pushing, toward the MOTB, man. It's linking. These devils are coming up against so-called free speech, so-called online anonymity, right? Not having to have your identity linked with your online profile. They want everybody to be able to be identified and link everybody digitally, to these social media, platforms, and have digital IDs and all these different things, ultimately to all leading to the mark of the beast, man, and this, social credit scores and carbon allowance and what have you. So Real quick before we read this, that devil Klaus Schwab mentioned how China, he praises China as a role model for many countries. So let's see what's going on. So it says China has been updating its quote unquote social credit scoring system to incorporate CBDC, central bank digital currency, right? So you already see the money being linked to it as it speaks about, Revelation 13 and 16 on down. Now Chinese digital wallet WeChat or Alipay only allows people with a social credit score of 550 or above to recharge their electric cars. CBDC is the ultimate tool of control. The Reserve Bank of New Zealand is already running a CBDC pilot program. It says when it comes here, we must, it's not going to matter, man. Because it's Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi as well to have, the MOTB implemented, and that's that hour of temptation, as the scriptures talk about. So let's see this real quick. Let's watch this.
System where you get positive points. Can you tell me about the Chinese social scoring system? They put in this social scoring system where you get positive points for being a good citizen and negative points for doing things like, I don't know, littering, or committing a crime or something like that. And you get a score. And then that score determines things like, can you shop in certain shops? Or do you have access to other social services? But it's all run from big data. It could be plugged into things like facial recognition so that effectively cameras are monitoring how you're behaving. And the funny thing is, the Chinese populace have been largely endorsing of this. They basically said, we're all for this. This is great. We're going to get, Really? This. So, yeah. Can you tell me about the Chinese?
That's where... And that's what these devils want implemented around the world, man. Facial recognition, biometrics, fingerprints, and everything you do can be tracked and traced and monitored. And this is why they have to do away with cash, because you can't, track and trace cash. If here in New England, if one of the kids down the street, just like when we were younger, says, "Oh, can I shovel your walkway, your sidewalk, or your driveway, for $30-$40 or whatever," and you give them that money, the government doesn't know that happened unless they were watching you on the cameras or whatever. But if you don't have cash to give, the little man or whatever, you have to, zell it to him, cash app him, which is a transaction that can be traced. They could, they might not know what it's for, but they do know that at this time, this date, whatever, you gave so much money to this individual. And that's ultimately what they want to do. They want to be as the Most High. They want to know everything. They want to see everything. They want to even know thoughts, and these devils are completely out of their fucking mind, man. But this is what they're attempting to do. So let's read this, and I'll get a couple scriptures and that'll be a lesson. So this is from the People's Voice. It says, WEF announced pseudonymous Slovakia.
Pseudonymous,
which means writing or written under a false name. So like a pseudonym. Let's see, let's go back. Pseudonyms, whatever. Digital ID system with plans for social credit score and carbon allowance, right? There goes that other one, you can't be eating too much meat, you can't fart too many times, you can't burp too many times, you can't drive a car, everything has to be, electric. You can't have a gas stove. And it's all based on control. That's what the 15-minute cities are all about. So everybody could be in this little space, and they could be watched, like a bunch of rats inside of a fucking cage, inside of a fucking science, lab or whatever. That's what these devils do. That's what these devils want to do, man. Have everybody tracked and traced, monitored, give them some bugs or whatever, to eat and have them in these little cubicles on fucking some virtual reality headset playing video games all day or some shit. It's fucking sick, man. You know. So it says this is published yesterday. Let's see. Yeah. Yesterday, January 25th, 2025, the hopeful year of deliverance to the elect of the nation of Israel, and hopeful year of judgment and destruction to Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That's coined by the beloved apostle Tahar. And it reads, the World Economic Forum in Davos is spearheading a dystopian push for digital ID-linked pseudonymity, a move that would strip citizens of their online anonymity and hand governments unprecedented access to their personal data, all under the guise of quote-unquote protecting democracy, right? So they always, in the name of peace, they shall destroy many, as the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing. Critics argue this is a perilous step toward totalitarian control, enabling governments to silence dissent with ease, right? And that they've been speaking about this disinformation a lot as well. Saying that they should, people that spread these things should be punished. They should be, locked up and, different things like that. So if people can't speak freely online and is linked to them, and ultimately their bank account, then you could see that you can't say anything because that's being monitored. You can't, you might not be able to shop at certain places. You might have money deducted. They might have some kind of a tax, or fee or penalty fee for, just like in Demolition Man. He was swearing and they kept issuing him tickets and stuff like that. So this is the world that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, wants, man, and the rest of these heathen nations, man. The leaders of them, that's what they're pushing for. It says, despite mounting concerns, compromised governments are charging full steam ahead, rolling out slick propaganda campaigns to persuade the public that surrendering their privacy is a small price to pay for security and democracy. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez addressed the annual meeting of the WEF yesterday to attack online anonymity and make a number of radical comments concerning quote-unquote misinformation and the nature and, in his view, the extremely negative impact of social media. Sanchez wants to end anonymity on these platforms, replacing it with, in his own words, pseudonymity, and force platforms to link all accounts to a European digital identity wallet, right? See, there you go. Linking it to your money, your finances, so that they can use, that as a form of control. Like, oh, if you want to, eat at this place, this restaurant, you want to go out to the movies with your lady, you want to, put gas in your car, then you better make sure you watch your mouth online. We don't want to hear you talking about the CV, it's harmful. We don't want none of that. You can't talk about it, or else we're gonna charge you a fee. We're gonna deduct your funds. We're gonna, report you to your job so they don't pay. Whatever. This is what this is all about. These damn devils, man. That's that devil right there, Pedro Sanchez. Probably an Edomite. The result would be the ability of the authorities to know real life identities of every social media user, while those users would still be allowed to use nicknames if they want instead of their real names online, the Spanish Prime Minister said. He considers this to be an example of accountability that in no way undermines freedom of speech. According to him, it is in fact and somehow an essential complement to free expression, InfoWars reports. Sanchez picked the examples that politicians pushing for similar policies always do to make them appear more palatable, solving crimes and protecting minors, right? And they, by peace they shall destroy many, man. They words are smoothing. Let's see. Let's get that. Is that Psalms 55? Psalms 55 and 21. It reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, right? And these devils are laying snares for the people. They're saying it, this is for, the betterment of humanity. This is convenient, blah, blah, blah. But meanwhile, the real reason is control. They don't care about the people. They don't care at all. All it is that they, the elites look at the people as goyim, man, cattle. As useless eaters. They think that it's them and their family and their friends or whatever, are the only people that are important on the whole planet. And especially the elect of the nation of Israel are especially worthless to them, right? So as it says, Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth, right? So that's what they're doing, man. They're plotting against ultimately the elect of the nation of Israel, man. Coming up against the woman, right? The nation of Israel. I forgot Salaki, the scripture is leaving me, but roughly paraphrasing. So it says, Sanchez also sees anonymity as paving the way for misinformation, hate speech, and cyber harassment. While unmasking all social media users to the government unavoidably deeply undermines their privacy, the Prime Minister decided to go for the fallacy that privacy is possible without anonymity. Other than promoting this idea of what one might call pseudo-privacy, pseudo meaning fake, right? Sanchez also went after social media owners and CEOs, accusing the companies behind the platforms of concentrating power and wealth in the hands of just a few. Let's see. His speech is littered with alarmist language, likening social platforms to invaders concealed in the belly of a Trojan horse that fuel misinformation, cyberbullying, hate speech, X offenses, anxiety, violence, loneliness, not to mention harming the liberal order and democracy. But at one point, Sanchez reveals the gist of his impassioned complaints against social media when he tells his Davos audience, let's take back control. And that's what it's about. He doesn't care about hate speech, cyberbullying, loneliness, or he doesn't care about none of that shit. Maybe misinformation, you know what I'm saying, because it goes against their narrative. They can't, the social media, that's what, coming up against TikTok, a lot of it, that's a huge part of them being exposed. Knowledge is increasing, as it says in the scriptures, man. So these devils do things, and shortly after, people are exposing them. Insiders, eyewitnesses, everybody got a phone with a camera on it, HD, recording what they're doing, reporting on it, regular, everyday Joe Six-Packs, seeing different things and putting pieces together and saying that this ain't right and posting it online and everything and giving their commentary on it, So that's a problem to these devils, man. So in order to stop that, they have to have a way of controlling the people and being able to punish them if they don't go along to get along. Basically the same way that they did with CV. To this very day, some people, you still can't get a job at certain places unless you got the jump shot, man. Even though all this information has come out, they still have that, but it's a way of punishing people if they don't go along with the program, man. But we over here are gonna trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. The hell with this devil. And this is all leading to that MO to the TV, man. And that's where the real line is going to be drawn in the sand, man, so to speak. You're either going to go down to Egypt for help, or you're going to trust in our power, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, man. Because these devils can only go so far, man. They can only go so far. Psalms 37:12, the wicked plotteth against the just, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Right? So these devils are, the Lord said he set the bounds that they cannot pass, man. These devils' time is almost up. And that's why they're going to come down with great wrath, and they're beginning to come down with great wrath. Excuse me, because they know that their time is short, man. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to report on this, These devils are coming with it, man. So stay prayed up, stay in the spirit as much as possible, and ask for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to deliver us from these devils. I don't know if I had that. Psalms 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. So we hope and pray that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi remembers mercy upon us, man, and deliver us from these devils that are bringing all this evil upon the earth, man. And Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi will deliver their elects, and we hope and pray that we're of that precious number. So I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, taught me his truth. Salutations, brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning. Fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I'll say a Baba Ball and Kwam Yashabala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.